This year marks 40 years since the Mariel Boatlift, a mass migration of Cubans to the U.S. Now, a lacrosse man is remembering this milestone with mixed feelings. Once you hear his story, though, you will be reminded that in America, we have a lot to be thankful for. In this edition of Everyone Has a Story, a series we created with no agenda, you'll meet Marcos Calderon and learn how he came to appreciate the simple things. Music is Marcos Calderon's last connection to Cuba. He came to America 40 years ago, but says he can still remember that very first day when he set foot in Miami.
Things that I have never seen before in my life, new cars, motorcycles, the food, they come up and they give us a bag with Coca-Cola, apples, and I was very, very, very impressed because I said, wow, this is here, this is for real.
In 1980, between April and October, more than 100,000 Cuban refugees came to the U.S. in a mass migration triggered by a downturn in the Cuban economy and a lack of political freedom. Marcos wanted a better life.
When I was in the border, and I see the island of Cuba disappeared beside my eyes, it was sad because I didn't know when I will ever see my family, what will happen to me going to a place that I don't know the language, I don't know the way.
Marcos lived in a refugee camp for about a month before coming to Wisconsin's Fort McCoy, where he was later taken in by a local family. For 4 years, he lived on a farm, learning about life in America.
The first time I went to the grocery store, my talking you the story, and Toma, humongous grocery store, and I see my sponsor, she got the grocery card and she keep putting stuff in there and all kinds of things in there. After she paid for everything, and I said, you can do this here, you can buy.
Decades later, that gratitude and appreciation for having some of the most basic things is still very much a part of his life. And anyone who knows Marcos says his attitude and outlook have changed the way they see things.
Hanging around with Marco and he puts things into perspective, I think to myself, in America we have so much that we take for granted. And I am now trying to really appreciate every little thing that I have in my life.
The transition to life in America wasn't easy. Still today, 40 years later, there's still one thing that doesn't sit well with Marcos.
You can see family, you can even take your own kids to see the place where you were born and be free to come back to America and enjoy the rest of your life. You cannot go out there to bury your family and to see the places or the schools or any place where you were born.
Now, in part two, we speak to an immigration lawyer who speaks to that and tells you why Marcos cannot go home. If you'd like to see part two, you can tune in to the 5 o'clock tomorrow and catch it, or tune in at 6 to stay caught up.